Hey, let's move on to the second movie I'm recommending to you now, out there, guys. And again, this is kind of like the first one. Whether you're a woman or a man, I think everybody would enjoy this movie. The Ugly Truth. Jared Butler, he's so good, man. You know, even for me, the guy is hilarious in it. Absolutely hilarious. And he gets himself into trouble. He's vulgar. But then, you know, he's got that underbelly, that the undersurface, that the vulnerability, it just pours out of him, man. You know, and, you know, did you ever wonder what men really think about love, dating, relationships? You know, like the polished answers that some guys can give in public, all right? Watching The Ugly Truth, it's like stepping into the male psyche. You know, kind of like Hitch. And trust me, it's messy, hilarious, surprisingly insightful. In the movie, you meet Abby, a successful, romantically unlucky TV producer, played by Katherine Heigl. She's really hot, by the way, as well. God, Eva Mendes and herself. Oh. Whose orderly life collides with Mike, a brash and unapologetic TV personality, played by Butler. His philosophy? Men are simple creatures driven by base instincts, lads, and women should stop trying to complicate things. Abby? Well, she's having none of it. The clash between these couldn't be more fiery or entertaining. I'm telling you, like you can see him, he's winding her up every 5 minutes. He's loving it, and she takes the bait every time. So a bit of the background, lads. So the film doesn't shy away from the stereotypical, sometimes brutal truths what men think. It's not always flattering, but that's the point, right? It's not. And Mike, he represents the unfiltered honesty that men often don't voice. He believes attraction is like primal and predictable, while Abby clings to the belief in true love and perfect partners. And their perspectives create a perfect storm that mirrors real-world debates about what men and women really want from each other. Now, Mike agrees to help Abby, right? Let's just paint a bit more of the picture here for you. And he's trying to help her to win over her dream man, right? That she meets in the movie, laying out the rules for seduction. Now, watching Abby reluctantly play along with his outrageous advice, only to see it work, is hilarious and probably frustrating for a lot of women watching this. But, you know, as they work together, the lines between their professional and personal lives, they start to blur, and forcing them to confront their own vulnerabilities and assumptions. Now, the turning point does come when, like, Abby realizes that behind Mike's tough boy image is a man who has actually been hurt in his past, and you can see it. It creeps out eventually. And then at the same time, though, Mike sees Abby's idealism as more than just naivete. It's a strength he envies. You know, he envies it. And their eventual confrontation is both heartfelt, hilarious, peeling back the layers of their seemingly opposite personalities. And in the end, The Ugly Truth, lads, it shows that men are more than just bravado, and women are more than their expectations. It's a lesson in compromise, vulnerability, learning to see past our assumptions about each other, and that's a big thing to notice in this movie. So to wrap it up for the day here, lads, this movie, it's not just a rom-com. It's a mirror held up to modern dating. And it's bold, cheeky, unapologetic, and sometimes a little bit cringy, but it's kind of what makes it a bit real, you know. Jared Butler, brilliant. Katherine Heigl, brilliant. The supporting actors, brilliant. Very well cast movie. It gives you a glimpse of the male perspective, you know. And the most cynical among us are looking for connection in the end. You know, you might find, like, you know, a tough ass boss out there, or manager, or someone who you work with, and they're hard, quote, hard as nails. But, you know, chances are there's a deep vulnerability underneath them all. I mean, there's a deep vulnerability underneath all of us. And, you know, if you really pay attention to this movie, that's what it's given us. It's given us that message. So, you know, lads, if you want to laugh, if you want to squirm, maybe learn a little bit about men in your life, watch The Ugly Truth. And if you are a man, you know, lads, watch this because it's good, man. You know, It's just like Hitch. It's a no-brainer of a movie. You don't have to be listening at every word that they say. It's just a fun, feel-good movie. And I think Jared Butler steals the show. But you might be surprised what you discover. Not just about them, but about yourself too. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Hitch and the Ugly Truth.
Wow.